So imagine that now. You have in front of you now a tomato you're eating. That has a massive journey in the background. That rain had to come down. It had to water some farm, Allahu Alam, where your tomato is from. Could be 500 kilometers from here, sometimes thousands of miles from here. Then it hit the earth, then the seed grew, and then it took weeks, and then that developed into a fruit, then it was harvested, then it was put in the package, and then it was boxed up, and then it was sent, and then Allah Azza wa Jalla, He says, فَالْجَارِيَاتِ يُسْرًا, meaning the ships that carry the provisions. Allah spoke about ships that carry the provisions and sail in the ocean. This is the beginning of Surah Al-Dhariyat. وَالذَّارِيَاتِ ذَرْوًا is the winds that are moving around and carrying the pollen and pollinating other trees and so on. Until it reached your shop, and then what did you do? Nothing. All you and I did is we walked into a store, we bought something, we went back home, we cooked it, and we thought, well, we're the ones that provided for ourselves and our families. He did nothing. Compared to what Allah Azza wa Jal prepared in the background, you did nothing. So when you eat, that's not just lunch or dinner. This is a sign of Allah's rububiyyah. This is a sign that Allah Azza wa Jal exists. And Allah Azza wa Jal is one. And Allah Azza wa Jal is the creator and the provider and the sustainer of all kinds. So this is what you're supposed to be thinking when food is before you. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he used to seek Allah Azza wa Jal's protection from greed and stinginess. I told you, stinginess and greed is a condemned quality because it weakens at-tawakkul ala Allah, and it weakens the trust in Allah. That trust that I've just explained for you in the last 5 minutes, that's all Allah's promise. See all that whole journey of food until it gets in front of you, that's all Allah's promise. The one who's stingy and greedy, his belief in that process is very weak. So he withholds for himself because he says, I don't know when my next rizq is coming. I need to hold this for myself so I can guarantee for myself food for next week and the week after and next month and the month after. So Allah Azza wa Jal hates and condemns it. And He hates it so much that He told us of a past people that were stingy and greedy and how He destroyed their provision in this life. Pay attention. In Surah Al-Qalam, Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, He spoke a story that is known as Ashabul Jannah, the owners of the garden. And this story comes only once in the Quran, and it's in Surah Al-Qalam. Doesn't appear anywhere else because it fits within the theme of Surah Al-Qalam. Ashab al-Jannah, what is their story? In the books of Tafasir, al-ulama, they say that there was a town and there were many farms and gardens in this town. And there was among them a man who was very wealthy, and he had a massive garden that extended for miles. And Allah referred to it as a Jannah, not like a farm or whatever. He called it a Jannah, which means garden, which means it is full of trees and fruits, and no one has ever seen like it in that town. Very dense, heavy. You can live off it and you don't have to work a single day afterwards. Everything's here. Crops, herbs, fruits, vegetables, whatever you like. And this man was known for his generosity in the town. All the poor and the needy knew him for his generosity. When it's harvest season, they would come, he'd open the gates for them. Tfaddalo, please come in, choose what you like that has fallen on the ground. This is all ripe, take it, eat it, see what you want from the trees. And when he harvests for himself, Allah said, وَآتُوا حَقَّهُ يَوْمَ حَصَادِهِ. There's a due right in what you harvest of fruit you need to give on the spot. So he used to do that. And he never deprived anyone. Very generous. People knew him as such. He had 3 children. And they hated their father because of how generous he was. I mean, they have a good relationship with their father, but they hate this quality in him. Why are you so generous for? Why are you giving away all these type of fruits and vegetables that we could have kept for ourselves? But don't forget that the garden perhaps can feed the entire town. But look at greed. We want it all for ourselves. And they began to develop this hate and resentment and anger towards their father, and they did not agree with how their father is doing business. They're thinking in their mind, that's not how you do business. All our provisions are gone. Who are these poor? Who are these needy that come in at harvest season? They never put any effort into our farm, and now they come and eat for free. We don't want this. No, can't be. Anyway, that's their dad. He controls the farm. He does what he wants. Eventually, their generous father passed away, and they inherited the garden after him. And now, the way they thought business should be done is now going to be the new way of how this garden is going to manage things. So now Allah Azza wa Jal mentions the story in the Quran from here onwards. You see everything I told you about the man and how he was generous, then he died, then they inherited. All that wasn't mentioned in the Quran. In the Quran, Allah began the story from where the sin began. Where did the sin begin? Allah Azza wa Jal said, Ashab al-Jannah, إِذْ أَقْسَمُوا لَيَصْرِمُنَّهَا مُصْبِحِينَ. One day, khalas, their father's gone, they own this garden. One night, they gathered together, the brothers, and they did qasam. إِذْ أَقْسَمُوا لَيَصْرِمُنَّهَا مُصْبِحِينَ وَلَا يَسْتَثْنُونَ. They said, listen, khalas, uqsim billah, tomorrow morning, we're going to go and harvest and cut down the fruit from the trees. And they said, لَيَصْرِمُنَّهَا. You see, in Arabic, you would have said, لَيَقْطَعُنَّهَا, لَيَقْطَفُنَّهَا, to harvest, to pick fruit. That's what we say, we picked fruit from the tree. That's the verb that should be used. Look at the verb they used, لَيَصْرِمُنَّهَا. As-saram is to pick and cut something intensely. As-sarm implies that I'm going to harvest every single fruit on the tree, and I'm going to pick everything on the ground and leave nothing behind. That's what لَيَصْرِمُنَّهَا means. مُصْبِحِينَ, in the morning. وَلَا يَسْتَثْنُونَ. And they did not make any exception. Meaning they said, it's all going to be for us and no one is going to get a single fruit. No one at all. وَلَا يَسْتَثْنُونَ. Look at that. That's greed. That's stinginess. That's the thing they had in their heart against their dad the whole time. Now, payback time. Frustration is being released from their heart, and we need to now make up for all those years that our father was generous with this business and this garden of ours. We hate the poor, we hate the needy. Allahu Akbar. وَلَا يَسْتَثْنُونَ also means, and they did not say insha'Allah. Yani they didn't say, Wallahi, we're going to pick the fruits tomorrow, insha'Allah. They didn't say that. They didn't say insha'Allah. What does that mean? That's now arrogance. They didn't even think to mention Allah. Because when you say insha'Allah, that's humility, right? You're humble. It's like you know and you acknowledge things are in the hands of Allah. If I said to your brother, Wallahi, I'll be at your house tomorrow at 10 in the morning, insha'Allah. That's humility. Yani, ana ya akhi, wallahi, I'm just a weak slave. I don't know. If Allah wills, inshallah, I'll be there. If not, maybe I can't be there. So you've acknowledged your affairs are in the control of Allah. So look at the arrogance here. They did not say insha'Allah. They said, uqsim billah, tomorrow we're going to harvest the farm, pick every fruit from the tree, from the ground, and we're not going to give anyone anything. And we're not saying inshallah, because it's going to happen the way we want. Look at that. Allahu Akbar.